Glocks, guys, they finally figured it out. Glocks, they're gonna ban Glocks from Minnesota. Huge win from Giffords. Only it's not. Yeah, guys, they're actually out here crowing this morning about the fact that the far left Minnesota Keith Ellison partnered with Giffords.org, a gun control group, along with some local gun violence prevention organizations, and they're saying they're banning Glocks from Minnesota because criminals convert them to full autos, and therefore that's Glock's fault because they glorify. Guys, get ready for your early morning dose of stupid, and we, as always, are here to dispel the stupidity with intelligence, a little bit of common sense, and a whole lot of freedom. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Every time that you do, you actually make a gun control fairy die. I mean, literally, it's like it's a thing. Everything will be linked in the description box below. All right, guys, let's get into this. We have got to talk about something that you all need to know because, after all, they finally figured it out, guys. Giffords.org, the magical organization that is so against gun violence that they're just going to get rid of Glocks. Yeah. Okay, let's explore this. This is going to go over like a lead balloon, but don't let our facts get in the way of their emotional victory. Let's get into it, people. Giffords.org, everything is always linked. Minnesota defends the motion to dismiss in lawsuit against Glock. What's that, you ask? Yeah, the design of Glock. I know, because criminals circumvent it and make it into something completely new, and therefore that's Glock's fault. A good example of this would be like if car manufacturers were getting sued because people were removing the mufflers and it was making too much noise. That's a good like comparison. But I digress. Again, don't let facts get in the way of these emotions. They are strong. All right, August 21. As you can see, they are crowing from the rooftops. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison announced that Minnesota has prevailed against Glock's attempt to dismiss Minnesota's lawsuit against the handgun manufacturer. On December 12, 2024, Attorney General Ellison announced that he was suing Glock for manufacturing, marketing, and selling semi-automatic handguns that Glock knows can easily be converted into illegal machine guns with a device known as a Glock switch. Yep, there's the payoff. The criminals, the people who are breaking the law by manipulating the Glock itself, something that's already against federal law. So now criminal behavior is Glock's fault. Oh, it's not just Minnesota doing this. There's lots of cities doing it. Every town's got one in Illinois. Well, states. Every town's got one in Illinois. New Jersey's got one going on. The who's who of gun controllers are all piling on because, after all, if we can destroy the manufacturing arm of the gun world, we can get our gun control without any kind of legislation, which is unconstitutional. These people are villains, and I will, every single opportunity I get, call them out for it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to be part of that. All right, let's get into this. This is for the next generation, not just us. All right. Giffords Law Center is representing the Minnesota Attorney General in the lawsuit. Oh, hot dog! Who would have thought? Minnesota is partnered with Giffords Law Center. They're arguing the case for him. Illinois is partnering with Everytown for Gun Safety. They're arguing the case for him. It's almost like the gun control groups have circumvented the local governments that like gun control, and they're just letting them do it. That's exactly what's happening. Let's continue. Quote, this is a major victory in the fight against gun violence and the crime for Minnesotans. The gun industry doesn't have a free pass to break the law, said Congresswoman Gabby Giffords. Again, keep in mind, to the illustrious Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, these are criminals that are taking a gun and manufacturing it into something else that is against federal law, and that's the gun company being against, immune to anything. But do they even believe the bullshit they're shoveling? Let's continue. When gun companies endanger communities, they should be held responsible, and that is the justice we are pursuing in this lawsuit. Justice. We applaud Attorney General Ellison for his leadership and bending over and letting us use the state of Minnesota. Okay, I added that one. I added that part. And look forward to continuing the case. Now, Glock has been sacrificing the safety of Minnesotans to turn a profit for too long, said Attorney General Keith Ellison. Glock has been doing it. Not the criminals converting their firearms, their pistols, their weapons, whatever. No. It's Glock. Again, make it make sense. Okay? I am pleased the court is allowing our lawsuit against Glock to move forward and that it rejected Glock's motion to dismiss it in full. Today's ruling puts us one step closer to ensuring Glock can no longer flood Minnesota with handguns that can be easily converted into illegal fully automatic machine guns. Is anybody else getting real big Cargill vibes on this one? Well, the bump stocks make it shoot faster. Well, okay, they don't make it shoot faster. It seems like they shoot faster, and therefore it's like a machine gun. So therefore it obviously is a machine gun. If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck and it might be a goose, it could be a duck. Literally, this is all case history. We've done all this together. We are having a ball. All right, let's keep on going. I cannot wait for this to get nuked. This lawsuit is about ensuring fewer Minnesota families have lost a loved one to a Glock clipped with a switch by a criminal, said Professor Megan Walsh, director of the University of Minnesota Law School's Gun Violence Prevention Clinic. Yeah, totally non-biased. Totally. They're totally on it for getting to the brass tacks of what's going on. They are not funded by gun control. The decision today confirms that the Constitution, don't talk about the Constitution, don't do it, it's not your strong suit. The decision today confirms that the Constitution does not provide Glock a right to use manipulative marketing that encourages consumers to turn its firearms into illegal machine guns. What marketing? Cite your source that says Glock literally comes out and goes, hey guys, you know what these guns are great for if you were going to do it? Converting to a full auto. Point your source, you're full of shit. But the people are always full of shit. The whole point, and I'm getting spicy now, the point of this is to take people's rights away through breaking the manufacturing and distribution. The point is not to stop criminaling, because if that was the point, they would just arrest the criminals. But they don't care about the criminals. They don't care about the fact that the criminals are doing something to a product that is offered as something else. They don't care about any of that. It's a vehicle to take the rights away from everyday Americans. That's the whole point. Again, subscribe if you're enjoying this and you want to join this fight to destroy this and dispel this from orbit. Nor does it give Glock the right to sell firearms that are so easily modified into fully automatic guns. Again, fully modified, even they admit it. Hennepin County Judge Christian Sand denied Glock's motion to dismiss in full, holding that the state's claims are not barred by the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. They're not? Well, I can't wait till this goes further, of where the PLCAA will absolutely destroy it. The Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act is what prevents the manufacturers from liability of criminal behavior. So if they're even citing in their little crowing from the rooftops press release from Giffords.org, begging for money, if they're even admitting that the criminals manufacture and manipulate an existing item into something else, that is literally the definition of the Protection of Lawful Arms Act. That is literally the point of the PLCAA. Fine. You want to go down the road of Mexico getting backhanded again? El Backhando? Okay, let's keep going. It's been illegal in Minnesota since the 1930s for the public to own fully automatic machine guns. Oh my God, how are they doing it? It's illegal. Weird. Glock, however, has known since at least 1988 that its semi-automatic handguns can easily be converted into fully automatic machine guns with a small device that allows a Glock handgun to fire continuously with a single trigger pull, a modification of a platform. Here's the big thing. If you modify something to do something that it's not marketed for and it's not designed to do, and it is not something that is openly advocated in the actual design intent, you're now manipulating and making something different. It's kind of like if you had a bunch of knives and all of a sudden you sharpened them to the point where they could just easily stab people, and then you're going after Cutco. Oh, excuse me. Wow. I apologize. They're going after Cutco magically because they're the evil ones, because they manufactured steel into a pointy point. Where does this end? It doesn't end. It's all about control. The proliferation of converted Glocks has contributed to a dramatic increase in automatic gunfire. Okay, it's weird because it's illegal. The Attorney General's lawsuit against Glock, filed in Hennepin County State Court, alleges that Glock handguns equipped with Glock switches put Minnesota communities and Minnesota law enforcement at risk from illegal machine guns. Does this get stupider? It's already against the law. How's this Glock's fault? But Glock has not changed the design of the handguns it is selling to prevent this conversion. So it's Glock's fault that they are not anticipating criminal behavior. They are not anticipating the actions of people they're selling their product that is not designed for it. It's their fault that criminals are doing this thing. You tell me how that stands up in any court in the land, other than the far left Minnesota, where they're crowing and they're trying to get, some sort of accolades from the gun controlling left because their money's been cut off from USAID cuts. No. But Glock has not changed the design of the handguns it's selling to prevent this conversion. Further, Glock glorifies and promotes the fun of shooting a fully automatic Glock handgun. It is fun. See what I did there? Alleging violations of Minnesota state laws against consumer fraud, deceptive trade practices, false advertising, negligence, and nuisance. Wow, that escalated quickly. Among other things, the Attorney General seeks to compel Glock to make design changes that would inhibit the ability of a Glock switch to easily convert a Glock into a machine gun, pay civil penalties, and disgorge profits it has made through its illegal conduct. Okay, read between the lines, and then once you do, sit and spin. These people are literally looking to do any type of activity which a criminal does to a product and then make it illegal. This is not a far leap to understand what people can do to any semi-automatic. That's the point. And that's what I've got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed that spirited delivery, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.